going into the service. And I do want to go into that because military service was mandatory in Romania, wasn't
Absolutely.
it? Yeah, yeah. Now, I know there were some differences if you're going to go on to college or if you were not going to go on to college. Walk us through that.
Well, I want to specify first that right now it's easy to talk about. But every time when we go through challenges, until the miracle happens, it's not easy.
Yes.
It requires a lot of faith, a lot of patience. Faith that we cannot say that we have, patience that we cannot say that we have. So it's kind of, I remember going to my father and saying what to do, and he would say, God takes you by hand if you keep his hand, you know, and he would say he will give you strength for the day, every day.
Wow.
Just, he would say these very words, don't live alone. A day without God is a day that you lose.
Yes, you lose. Wow.
He said it's a last day for eternity, so never live alone. So basically for the service, you were not allowed to go to a university before you would be incorporated for service. It's like you would have to go to the commissariat, was called. I don't know if there is a word in English for
Commissary, it's close, yeah.
And they would decide if you are healthy enough to do service or not, and they will give you a paper, incorporable or non-incorporable.
Oh, that's a little different, yeah.
And if you, unless you have that paper, you could not go to any school.
Now, you didn't plan on doing this, but you've got to tell this story. You said that when you told your story of the glass, your father told you a story.
Yes.
Recount that story, please.
Well, he was selling books, canvassing, and that was against the law. And they would catch you, you would go to prison for the rest of the life, probably. And he was avoiding main roads. And he, together with his friend Benjamin, they would go by the road through the forest, and they took, instead of the main bridge, that the police could catch them, because people from the previous village, some of them would say, hey, there are some people selling religious books. So they would have to stay away from the road in order to avoid the police. So they took a different bridge that was old, narrow, over a gorge, pretty deep, rocks, water down. And the bridge had pieces of wood boards that were some of them missing, some of them rotten.
So just rotten. Some of the boards are just not there.
Not
they were gone.
Totally missing.
Totally gone.
So you have to be very careful how you step. And it was evening. As they were talking, Benjamin, that was walking behind my father and going slow, called him and said, Pavel, don't move. So my father stopped and looked back. What is it? And he said, look down. And there were like 2 meters of nothing.
The boards were all gone. The decks were gone, yeah.
Were gone. And it was like he stepped 1 foot on air, the other one on air, and now it was 1 foot on wood, and still the foot behind was still on
air.
And he told me the story. He said, probably God sent his angels to put their palm and hold my foot so I'll not be hurt. And he said the same God put his angels to hold the glass for you.
Hold that glass for you. Wow. Powerful, powerful, powerful stories.
Yes.
So this idea of God standing up and showing himself powerful in your family was not a new thing with you. There was some history with that.